I remember a long time ago, before I went to vet school. Where was I? Yeah, my family sat me down and said, don't go to vet school. You'll never pay it off. You'll never make enough money. Veterinarians don't make enough money to pay for that kind of tuition. And I was upset with them, but they were right. And why was I upset with them? Because my heart was connected to being that doctor who could help patients like Willow. There she goes. Like Willow, do better. To help those animals that were, really my best friends. And never been to college, just so you know. So, having never been to college, I didn't think that they had an idea of what it meant to go get a degree. My brother, on the other hand, had been to college and still wasn't using his degree. He had moved on into other work. That said, they were not wrong. And it would be another 4.5 years after that conversation before I would recognize that they were right. Before I would be in a job that was only offered me burnout and low pay and long hours and depression, and recognizing that, that I was not getting paid because I had this prestigious degree. As a matter of fact, what it showed me was that other people could recognize that I had this prestigious degree and were pretty sure that I was superhuman in some way and could do things they would never be able to do for free in their minds, absolutely for free. Anyway, that habit has come and gone, and I have learned over the years I don't want other doctors to go through that also. And I know that doctors who are in veterinary school and chiropractic school right now are paying $20,000 a year to earn those degrees. And I've actually had people ask me, how can we charge $20,000 for the animal chiropractic program that we teach if that's what a year's worth of veterinary school is? And my answer to that is this. Number one, we are training doctors to overcome burnout. We are training them to overcome underpay, to understand that they no longer need to accept minor payments, small amounts of income for the things that they do. And they don't need to be trapped in some contract with some corporation that will literally take back half of what they promised if they leave. The other thing we train them to do is to get results, to get solutions for those animals that they are working on. And being able to solve that is a huge deal. We've had only a few doctors come through who said they were earning significant amounts of money. They were making $300,000 a year, which is more on par with what people think of MDs as making. And this was a couple years ago. And in order to help veterinary students recognize that that's where they should be, if not making more, we've developed not only a program that trains doctors how to do animal chiropractic, we've also developed a program that trains them how to think about themselves, how to put themselves in that place that allows them to overcome burnout, to overcome depression, to overcome the feeling that they need to overwork. There are too many doctors out there who think in order for me to make X, I have to work a lot of hours, overtime, no lunches, no bathroom breaks. These are the kind of things we hear from people. And that their work will be about 50% positive. These doctors are learning that they can have 90% success rates on their patients. They're learning that those animals can have 90% improvement after one adjustment. One of the stories I heard just yesterday from a client of one of our graduates was this. She referred her friends to this graduate. Her friends had a cat who had not been able to walk for almost a year and had diarrhea. So it wasn't able, because it couldn't walk, it was not able to make it to the litter box. And this cat was having diarrhea all over the house because that was it had no mobility. The cat went to see our graduate, and after one adjustment, that cat was able to stand and walk, and its diarrhea was mostly resolved. But now it could get to the litter box. So think about the different levels on which that family had a solution. So many. Because somewhere in that family, probably the mom was the one having to clean up after the cat all over the house, on top of everything else she was doing. She was probably fatigued and overwhelmed, and every time she looked at the cat, she wondered, how am I going to manage this? This has got to stop. Maybe it's time to put the cat down. And I'm sure there were other people in the family who were saying, oh, but we love this cat. It's so special to us. And now that it's a little damaged, it's even more special. Guys, that doctor resolved relationship problems within that family. How does that make them better? They have happier days. They're not fatigued. They're not as distraught about, what are we going to do with this cat? We can't afford surgery for it, but we feel connected to it, so we don't want to get rid of it. When our students can make those kinds of amazing solutions, we're really happy. And when we can teach veterinary students in a summer session how to manage their burnout and overwhelm and underpay, we can solve that problem that my family had when they said, don't go to vet school, you'll never be able to pay it off. They were worried about me. They weren't upset with me. They were just concerned that I was not going to be able to have income like I expected, and a life with a house and a family and all those things that they had hoped for everyone else. If you're one of those doctors who wants to make sure that you are burnout proof, find us today at animalchiropracticeducation.com.